You know, for a young person, let's say, who, because that's been your career, so let's talk about that for a second, that if a young person wants to be a supermodel, but yet doesn't want to lose themselves, wants to be centered and, you know, live the yogi code, as you say, how do they do it in practical terms? Because you still have to chase the, you know, the next casting, the big roles, there's a casting couch sometimes. You got to play the game. How do you balance both?
Well, if you want to go into the jungle, there's wild animals, right? You can't say, I want to go into the jungle and I want to go into the forest, but I don't want to be attacked. Well, I can't guarantee that, right? I want to jump in the water, but I don't want to get wet. It's not possible, right? So there's a terrain that goes with every job, you know, with Bollywood, with Hollywood, with corporate life, with Wall Street. You go in it knowing that it already exists and that you have to find your rhythm within it. You can't expect that world to be different. You can't go in there and say, I'm going to change it. You have to say, how am I going to live within peacefulness within it? And it's kind of a challenge, but it's a nice challenge, you know.
But I still don't understand. Like, if I want to be able to, let's say, I love my wine, I love my food, I love an occasional late night, I'm ambitious. Does it mean I have to forego my health and well-being? I cannot have both? Or can I? How do I do both?
Well, you're talking about balance, right? You want balance in life, or do you not?
After meeting you, I suppose I do want balance because you make me feel anxious about not wanting balance, you know?
I think across the board, everybody wants balance, right? You have to find your own balance. You can't compare it to mine or yours. You know, we have to find, where is it? You know, Ayurvedic medicine doesn't say be healthy. It says, here is how you can be healthy. Now choose your level of health. You know, in my first book, The Guru in You, I wrote about a friend of mine. You know, I'd come back from India, I'd living in Spain at the time, and he would, you know, come over to my house and he'd be like, okay, let's go out. You know, and I'd be like, well, you know, I got some sadhana to do and stuff. And then he'd go to my fridge and he opened it up and said, you don't have anything in the fridge. What's wrong with you? You're not eating, you know. So he was always thinking I was extreme. And I was always thinking he's so extreme, right? But in the end, we agreed that I have found my balance, he's found his balance. Now, if we want to interact, we've got to meet somewhere in the middle, right? But we got to be okay with it. You know, once I'm grounded in my balance, I can go anywhere, and it doesn't matter what anybody's doing. People can be doing drugs and drinking and staying up late. It doesn't matter. It's just when I'm not balanced and I don't feel balanced, then I'm upset with the world, you know, and that's extreme. I have to first find the balance within myself. So you have to be comfortable with yourself and your balance, and then mingle with everybody else in their imbalance or balance.
So you make it sound very simple, but I've been binge watching your videos and your interviews, and it seems like a lot of effort. I mean, there are things like room temperature, how to tune into your body all the time, how much quantity, what you're eating, how fast you're eating, how slow you're eating, what your mental state is. At the end, isn't it just a bit narcissist even to be thinking all the time about well-being? I wonder.
I'm a yogi on the path. I need to do that. It's a part of just naturally it comes to me. For you, it's unnatural because you've got so many things going on. Health is not, you know, at the top of your priority, but health is at the top of my priority. You know, here we're talking about politics, entertainment, well-being. We're talking about everything, but in the end, if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy anything. You can't enjoy the food you're eating. You can't enjoy the interactions. Health should be at the top of your list because if you're in bed sick, what are you going to do? You can't go to work, you can't interact, you can't do anything. So it's really, you know, even when we're talking about environment, it should really be environmental health, your own individual health, economic health. It should be all of the health sort of mixed together and finding a balance within it. That's the balanced way of living, ultimately. If one of those is out of balance, we won't feel good.